Happy day students, welcome to class 10 chapter 8 functions in C. Functions in C. So what is basically function? Let me tell you, suppose if you were to find product of two numbers, you will be multiplying two numbers, yes or no? So that is A into B. If you have to find the area also, it will be L into B. So which means basically two numbers are getting multiplied, whether you are finding area or the product of two numbers. So you just need to write a code once and call it wherever the two multiplication of two numbers are happening. If you want to find the square also, you'll be finding A into A, provided that A, both the values are same. Yes. So wherever the multiplication you want, the process need not write the same code several times in the program. Because when it comes to higher level, the time complexity, space complexity of the program is very important. Though we're not knowing now, so you are practicing yourself. Please practice yourself such that the same code, if it is being called in several places, that code will be called. Need not write it several times. For that particular purpose, we are using functions. Okay, so you can see over here many programs require group of instruction to be executed repeatedly. These instructions can be placed within functions and can be executed as different places as required. So first let's see an example over here. This is a header file, studio.h means standard input output, void main, the function starts, integer m is equal to, so they initialize, then enter the number, we are entering a number. Then we have started with the for loop where we are checking whether the enter I, the first value we are given over here, I is equal to, we initializing the I is equal to n, the number we entered. So let's say 5 was a number entered. I is equal to 5, where the 5 is greater than 0, yes. Then we are coming inside the loop. F is equal to F into n. Yeah, so F is equal to F into 5. Then if this condition, so we are getting that value, then print factorial of two numbers. Factorial of the number, we will be printing this value of F over here. Then enter the number, any number, print any number, new number m is entered. Then the next for loop is happening. So you can see, basically the loops remains the same. Yeah. So they are telling to avoid such problems, like when these two loops are the same, we just need to write only once that loop, right? So this will also occupies more space and even creates problems in debugging. For that functionality, we use another program. Okay, let's see next point a program where I'm writing a function. When you write a function, you will write the name of the function. Like void main is a function, right? So this main, that's the name of the function. So just give an example. Instead of here, if it's void message is the name of the function. So you are telling there is a function called message in it. When the computer reaches this particular point, it has to search for this message.function where it is, and it will come over here. It will execute this loop and then come back to the save loop. So it will we are already defining there is a function called message. We are globally defining it because it's above void main. Yes, then we are coming inside. Again the function is being called. So keeps welcome will be printed. Then again go back to the after the message, what was the line? Print welcome to the world. So the output will come as keeps welcomes. So you can see the output comes as keeps welcomes to you, welcomes you, and then welcome to the world of C. Fine. So next we are seeing how these functions are getting executed and what are the advantages. So execution is basically, the execution always starts from an invention. There is no change in it. After that, whenever the name of the function appears, like over here you can see this message is appearing over here. At that point the function is executed. Yes. Okay, then we have to see what are the advantages. So first advantage will be the space and time complexity. Second, we can pass the control. Already we know for loop, while loop, we were go to label and all, we were changing control, passing the control. So over here also, when you encounter a function name, the control passes to the body of that function, and now once that's executed, it comes back to the main function. So they have just given a few of the advantages they have noted down. One is reuse of the code to avoid practice of rewriting it over and again. Then smaller modules, so readability and debugging is easy. If you have an error, it can be sorted out within the function. You not go through whole the program. Yeah, reduce complexity of the program. That's what I said about space, time, and complexity. And the same function can be called anywhere. Then you can bring the control back to the location where the last call. memory efficiency increases by portability of the program increases by function, efficiency of program increases by function. Now we have types of function. Basically, some functions are inbuilt, like we used to call math function, right, for finding the square root. Those are inbuilt functionalities, like printf, get, scanf, get, ch. The functionality already the computer knows. Yeah, when you including this head of x, computer itself knows what has to be done when that particular function is being called. Like you can see, sqrt is given, it's called as a function, but nowhere we are defined in this program what to do with. But all since it is comes under this particular header file, like math.h, computer knows by it's what to be done, it will be doing. So it will be called as inbuilt function. The other functions are like just now we saw a message function, right? That comes under user defined function. According to the need of the user is defining that function. Okay, so function defining and function calling is given. Let's see previous example itself. This is known as function defining. You are telling the computer there is a you're already telling the computer there will be a function message, and we are defining the message over here. Then this message dot is being called. Okay, so calling is done, defining and calling is done. So function definition, function prototype declares before it's been used. That is function prototype. So let's have see over here. Integer add, just first flashing loose to the header file. Then integer. So we are just telling the computer that there is a function known as add. Okay, then we are coming to the main function. We are executing these many statements. Then over here we again calling the function add sum is equal to add. So the moment we call, the value of num and num2 goes over here. The addition happens, then return the value. It goes back to the control bar, go backs, and sum is, it prints that sum whatever a plus b, for a plus b was 1 plus 2, it would give sum over here as 3. So the first will be function prototype. Then this part is known as a function definition, and where it is being called as a function call. So 3 parts are there. Return type. Return type means if it's void means it does not have anything to return. But since you can see over here, it's integer over here, which means this function has a value. Add has got some integer value that has to be returned to the main function. So now name of the function you are most familiar with. Next is the parameter list. Parameter list, if you see over here, within the bracket, whatever the values are putting comma separated, we call them as a parameter list, like integer a, comma integer b. So here this function has 2 parameters, integer a and integer b. Yes, but in the previous one, in the message, there was in the previous message, it does not had any parameter. Yes, so that is a void parameter. This over here, since we have to return some value, and it has got 2 parameters, integer a and integer b. Then comes a function body. So this program itself explains you. Header file, these many functions we are function prototype here written. We are coming to the main function. Then we already defined the functions over here. Then we are coming to the main. I am the main function. Print 1. So again function 1 it comes. I am the function 1. Then control go back to the main function. Sees function 2. Then it types I am the function like that. This will be the output that has been executed. Yes. Then comes the parameters and arguments. So parameters I already wrote. Whatever comes within the left float are those are the parameters. Then arguments. So let's see what is parameters and what is an argument. So all of you know this particular line is known as a function prototype. Now the program is asking you to enter the value of radius. You're calling the function. So over here it's going. Already you declared the function over here. The area has been computed and the value gets returned back. Now function calling, you have 2 types of calling. One is called by value, which means when you are giving integer a value over here, a is equal to 10, b is equal to 10, the copy of this value, the value as such is being shared. Call the function pass something, passed value to the variables. The value as such is getting shared over here. The other way is, let's see with an example. So a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20. Okay. So we have said before swapping was 10 and 20. Then we are saying over here we just swap a comma b. So 10 and 20, the parameters 10 and 20 gets moved to the function a comma here. So you can see integer t is equal to p2. P2, what was the p2 value of p2? 20. Then p2 is equal to So now the new value of P2 is 10. Then P1's new value is 20. Right? But you can't see there is no return value over here, right? So whatever we have computed remains over here itself. So value of P2 and P1 after calling P1, P2, it will give you the value 20 and 10. But since there is no return function, when it comes after this functionality is over, it comes back to the main control, right? Then the value of A and B you can note. So you can see the value becomes 10 and 20 itself. It's not getting swapped when the value of A and B was first 20 and 20. And for the value of A after swapping over here is also appearing as 10 and 20. It is because the value did not get returned. The copy of the value was sent, but the value did not get returned. So they are just explaining the program over here. Next is call by reference. So here what happens is whenever you do some functionality, the value gets affected, and just have a look. So it is referring to that particular address. A and 20 comes over here, clear screen, swap A and B. So the value of a value is entered. Then it really comes to the function. We are given a value of address of P1 and P2. This is address of. This star means it's giving the address. It's pointing to the address of A1 and the memory location where A and B is being stored. That memory location has been pointed. So then they are doing the swapping. They are doing the swapping with the help of the memory location. Yes, then they are typing the value. So here you can, so though there is no return value or returning, they are not returned value of P1, P2, but it has this operation has happened in the memory location of that particular value. So see the output, the value gets swapped, right? Here also the previous, same like in the previous program, they are not given any return, they are not returned the value, but instead we have used the pointer to the address, so it gets swapped. Yeah. So, but this is chapter functions in C is over. Okay, thank you students. Hope the chapter was clear to you.